This Colossians chapter 4 and verse 5. It reads, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the times. Start out giving infinite honors, glory, and prayers to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Mekakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well, teaches the truth, 100% no cut. Double shalom and salutation to all the Akim pushing His word in truth, faith, sincerity, giving all diligence. We'll just get into a quick lesson out of one, right as our Lord's will is edifying. Okay, and to the point, something was on my spirit, so, this was on my spirit, that precept, walk in wisdom, as we just read in Colossians, to those that are without, redeeming the times, man, because that's why our strength relies in believing in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and with that being obedient, applying these precepts, applying the scriptures, okay, walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so I put it in ChatGPT just to see what it said, and this is what it said. It says, walking in wisdom to those without it is a powerful phrase, rich with spiritual and practical depth. Here's a reflection on what it means and how it can be embodied. Walking in wisdom to those without it. It says to walk in wisdom is not just to possess insight, but to live it out humbly, patiently, and purposefully in the presence of those who may not yet see what you see. And that's what the scriptures teach us, man. Okay, that's exactly what the Spirit and power Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, teaches us, man, through the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, man. It gives us the insight, the understanding. It says, 1, quiet strength, not loud opinion. Wisdom doesn't need to shout. When you're around those who lack wisdom, your calm, grounded presence often speaks louder than any argument. You don't need to correct everything. Your way of being becomes the lesson. Let your life preach louder than your words ever could. Now let's get a precept. All right, and this is Matthew 10 and 16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So again, this is our strength, man, walking in wisdom. Okay, applying these precepts. Now let's get this real quick. This is Proverbs 24, 5 through 6. This is why our strength comes in that. Okay, not trying to be the loudest in the room or trying to put yourself as the smartest or, correcting, every damn thing. No, man, apply wisdom. The scriptures teach us how to apply wisdom. All right, and this is Proverbs 24, 5 through 6, the New Life Version. A wise man is strong. See, this is our strength and wisdom. Okay, our belief and our fear and our faith in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, a man of much learning adds to his strength. See, okay. It says, for by wise leading, you will make war. And the fight is won when there are many wise men to help you make the plan. The brotherhood, the body. Okay. All right, the men of the Lord, man. All right, and we know that war, now our weapons of warfare are not carnal. We're in a spiritual battle, spiritual war. So through wise counsel, from our apostles, elders, bishops, on down to us younger brothers, man, counseling one another, talking to one another, comforting one another in the scriptures. Okay, being there for one another. That's how we make war. Okay, that's how we combat these demons, okay, and these demonic ass people, man, by applying the wisdom. Okay, counseling one another in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Everything don't requires a quick, fast reaction. All right. Now let's get back into it. It says, let me get this real quick. Proverbs 29, 9 through 11, New Life. It reads, when a wise man argues with a foolish man, the fool only gets angry or laughs, and there is no peace and quiet. It's pointless, man. So a lot of things don't take a response. Okay, calm yourself. Okay, vent later. If you got to call a brother and just talk about it, vent later. Don't react. Don't fall for the trap. Okay, that those demons are setting by way of these demonic ass people, man. Okay, they say at verse 11, we're gonna jump down. A fool always loses his temper, but a wise man keeps his quiet. Sometimes because you sit there, you arguing back and forth with somebody. Okay, and you see that they have no sense. You're gonna end up becoming as a fool because you're gonna get angry. You're going to go to saying all type of wild shit, vile shit. Okay, it might, escalate into a fight, man. That's foolishness, man. So just apply wisdom. That's our strength in applying these scriptures, man. Okay. All right, now let's get back into it. This is Sirach 20 and 7, the G&T. A wise person will not speak until the right moment, but a bragging fool doesn't know when that time is. So a being wise, okay, is knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. Okay, everything don't needs a quick response. I apply wisdom. A lot of times you have to just sit on it, man. Okay, but let's get it. Compassion over condemnation. Wisdom is knowing the difference between being right and doing right. When others act out of ignorance or immaturity, wisdom responds with compassion, not judgment. It's not superiority, it's service. And we just read precepts that backs that, man. A lot of things don't take a response. Okay, everything, hey, knowing when to hold them and fold them. Perfect timing. I say, but here it is. It says timing is everything. Those without wisdom may not be ready for deep truths. Walking in wisdom means discerning when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to simply be a mirror. Sometimes your patience becomes their path. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and settings of silver. A beautiful picture. Perfect picture, man. Illuminating picture, man. Okay. It says, and that's Proverbs 25:11. It says, being a living invitation. By walking in wisdom, you invite other higher without demanding it of them. Like a lighthouse, you do not chase ships, you stand firm, radiate light, and let the lost come to the shore by choice, man. So all we gotta do is what? Just apply the scriptures, man. On camera, off camera. This is supposed to be our lives, not just when you get on the camera. Okay, not just when you're around the Akim. Okay, an everyday thing, man. This is our life. Okay, you call upon Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, who the world calls God and Jesus Christ. You have to apply, okay, the spirit of Yahweh Shah, man. Okay. It says, stay rooted in the source. It says to walk in wisdom daily requires deep roots, whether through prayer, meditation, study, or stillness. The wise draw from a well deeper than themselves. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. That source sustains the walk when others challenge it. And that's the point. Okay. And we're going to end it on these last few precepts. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, you know. Walking in wisdom to those that without redeeming the times, because we can't allow these people, these demons, Satan, to throw us off our path, man. Okay, into a crash course collision, man, because we're at the end. So it's going to require us to apply more to turn up, man, the spirit, as these demons are. This is Colossians 2 and 6 through 10. As ye have therefore received a Mashiach Yahweh Shah, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, so walk ye in him. Rooted and built up. See, that is rooted and built up in him, established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. That comes with what? Meditating on the word, studying the word, applying the word, having faith, praying to the Lord, fasting when need be. Okay, staying occupied in this word, man. Okay, to walk in the spirit of Yahweh Shah. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after a Mashiach. You know, being a real nigga. Okay, black culture. Everything that this society promotes as far as education-wise, you know, you applying that. You know, scientific-wise, you applying that. Now, I ain't going to sit here and be over-righteous. Now, there's certain things that that's taught, you know, that's profitable. But far as the big picture, the scheme of things, how a man should be, this society does not teach that. Okay, but Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah teaches that, you know, how to be a man and a man of the Lord, a servant of the Lord, man. Okay, this society teaches you how to be a nigga. Okay, how to be black. Okay, it teaches you the opposite. Okay, when it comes down to mental stability, this place teaches you the opposite of stability, man. Okay, that's why you have so many cases of depression, suicide, calls, and, you know, just people in sunken places, man. Because what? They trust in the rudiments of this society, which what leads you down toward a dead end. Okay, or you end up crashing out, man. All right. This says, for in him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily, and ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principalities and powers. So a dwelling in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, applying these scriptures, applying the wisdom that the Lord gives us, okay, is all we need, man. Okay, so it takes what? It takes maturity, not immaturity, maturity to be able to apply wisdom, man, properly. Okay, because you can have knowledge, but you can speak out of turn. You could try and force your wisdom onto somebody else, your knowledge onto somebody else, and it can end up into turn out to be a confusion, you know, a whole bunch of confusion, man, you know. So a lot of times we just hold it in, man. Knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them, man. Okay, that takes patience as well, man. All right, and self-examination, spiritual discernment, to be able to discern. Okay, that's all a part of wisdom, man. Wisdom promotes all these things, produces all these things, man. Being circumspect, okay, having discernment, patience, okay, perfect timing. All right, but Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the point. Till next time, shalom.